So what we're going to do with these drums here is I'll just quickly go through what's on each track. Like I only have a few plugins on the actual drums. What's happening on the kick drum here is I'm actually adding more low mids. Actually, I'm really pummeling this stuff with low mids. Let's listen to this kick drum. Now, snare drum, only adding a little more top end. The snare bottom here. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have the snare top running in parallel. Can't remember, or maybe, you know what? This might be two mics. No, it's the same mic. Just one has the EQ on it, one doesn't. Now we got the snare bottom. Now adding a ton of extra high end there, adding more 3K, more high end, and more high end. I guess I was really, my hearing must have been really having a problem with the drums on that day, because I'm adding high end here, I'm adding high end here, I'm adding high end here, a lot of high end. I don't know what I was doing. In any case, chamber. The hat, I'm just adding some of this Massey tape head, giving it a little bit of extra kind of grind. And finally, the overheads, I'm taking out high end. Finally somewhere sane person took over. All right, let's add this room. Cool sounding room. Knee mic, that's cool. I'm not sure how that was recorded by them that way. I'm not sure what the situation is, but it's cool. This room, this kind of compressed room mic. So let's hear all this together. So obviously this is all running through my drum bus and my master bus, but there is a way by muting this and going back up here, we can hear what the drums sounded like. So this is just taking off all my master drum bus, send it and bypassing my master bus down here. I've muted it. So now we're just hearing, I guess these plugins are on, but they're not doing that much. So this is kind of just more of the natural drum sound that they had originally sent me. And then when you add this stuff back, here's just the drum bus. So you can hear all those low mids and that saturation that I'm adding to it. And then now let's hear it through the master bus. So it's just adding a kind of lot of color, a lot of saturation, and kind of some real grind to it, and clearly a lot of high end. We've got a shaker here. I have that Neumann head that I use an awful lot to track stuff, but at some point I'd found this plugin that I thought was cool that is supposed to kind of recreate the binaural effect. I haven't used this in a while, but at the time I remember really getting into it. And you can kind of recreate this binaural thing by kind of spinning it around and changing the width and the angle. And on headphones it sounds quite cool. Who needs Dolby Atmos when you can do it yourself? So I've got a compressor on here, taking out all the low end of it, and a decapitator. So that's the original. Then here's this binauralizer, which actually sounds kind of like comb filtery, but hopefully if you're listening to this in headphones, it's actually doing something to you in a cool way. Add a little compression, or a lot. Take out that rumble that's happening. You can see it there. And add some decapitator. for my taste, I kind of like when shakers sound a little bit more like that. When they're kind of dirty. A pretty shaker sound is not something that I'm always the biggest fan in the world of. But I guess I had automated this shaker so that the angle of it was shifting throughout this whole part. Weird move. Like a shaker guy is just sneaking behind you as you're listening to the song. Some creep with a shaker.